Once upon a time there was a young man named Adhyaksa. He had two followers, Dora and Sembada. They sailed from their country, Hindustan, and they used a sailing boat to went to a beautiful island named Jawa Dwipa. Adhyaksa was so interested of this island when he heard. After a few months floating in the sea, their boat was finally arrived on the island named Majeti, and after that they took some time to relax in this island and prepare the boat. And when the boat was ready, they went away from this island. But unfortunately, Sembada was sick, so he was left on this island. When they start their journey, Adhyaksa told something to Sembada without Dora's knowing. Adhyaksa gave him a magic dagger, and he said, "Sembada, please bring this dagger to protect yourself. When I arrive in Jawa Dwipa, I will be back here to pick you up. Remember, don't give this dagger to anybody except me," said Adhyaksa. "Yes, master, I will remember that," replied Sembada.
After that, Adhyaksa and Dora left Majeti Island. The boat headed for Jawa Dwipa Island. After getting off the island, Adhyaksa and Dora visited a house belonging to an old widow. "What is the name of this village, Nyai?" asked Adhyaksa. "That is Sengkeran village," sighed the old widow. "And the country?" Adhyaksa asked again. "Medan," he sighed. The woman was called Nyai Sengkeran by Adhyaksa. Nyai Sengkeran was pleased with the arrival of Adhyaksa and Dora. She treats the two men as his own sons. Adhyaksa helps Nyai Sengkeran work in her rice fields. Adhyaksa is a kind and polite man. All the villagers like him. "This is really a nice village. I like living here, and the villagers are very friendly," said Adhyaksa to one of the villagers. "Yes," said, "but the villagers always feel afraid and worried," answered the villagers. "Why are they feeling afraid?" asked Adhyaksa. "The king of Medan is so cruel," replied Nyai Sengkeran. "Really, what has he done to the villagers?" asked Adhyaksa. "He always asks the villager to be his food. It's so scary. We are always worried about waiting for our turn to eat," sighed the villagers sadly. "He is really a cruel king. This is terrible," said Adhyaksa. Adhyaksa want to meet and get to know King Dewata Cengkar. "I want to meet Prabu Dewata Cengkar and become his follower," said Adhyaksa.
The villagers and Nyai Sengkeran warned Adhyaksa that what he wanted to do was a really dangerous thing. But Adhyaksa still wanted to do his plan. He wanted to be close to Dewata Cengkar, and someday he would be the king. So the villagers didn't feel afraid anymore. One day, several commanders of the Medang kingdoms visited Sengkeran village. The villagers felt so afraid. If the commanders visited the village, it meant that there would be one of the villagers who became Prabu Dewata Cengkar's meal. Adhyaksa comforted the villagers. He instructed the villagers to stay at Nyai Sengkeran's house. When the commanders saw Adhyaksa, they arrested Adhyaksa. They wanted to bring Adhyaksa to the palace and became Prabu Dewata Cengkar meal. And then Adhyaksa was brought to the palace. All of the villagers felt sad, but Dora comforted her. He said the villagers did not need to worry because Adhyaksa was a strong man with great supernatural power. Prabu Dewata Cengkar was a giant. His body was huge and scary. His face was ugly, but Ajisaka didn't feel afraid of him. When Prabu Dewata Cengkar asked Ajisaka to be his meal, Ajisaka proposed a requirement. Before you eat me, can I ask one thing? Asked Ajisaka. What do you want? Just say it, scolded Dewata Cengkar. His voice was like thunder. I just want to ask for a piece of land as white as my turban. Ajisaka showed his turban. Dewata Cengkar agreed with Ajisaka's requirement. Ajisaka asked Dewata Cengkar did what Ajisaka said. But there was a miracle. When the turban was pulled, it seemed longer and longer. Prabu Dewata Cengkar kept going back to pull Ajisaka's turban. Miraculously, Ajisaka's turban was getting longer and longer. Prabu Dewata Cengkar finally arrived on the edge of the South Sea, which was really sheer. Ajisaka pulled out the turban until Prabu Dewata Cengkar fell into the sea. After that, Dewata Cengkar transformed himself into a white crocodile.
After a battle between Ajisaka and Dewata Cengkar, which Ajisaka finally won, the citizens of Medang Kingdom felt secure from fear. They admired Ajisaka as their hero, and Ajisaka even was crowned as the new king of Medang Kingdom. Unfortunately, he had no weapon. As a king, he must have a weapon. He remembered the dagger in Majesty Island. Ajisaka instructed Dora to take the dagger. Dora obeyed what Ajisaka instructed, and then Dora went to Majesty Island. At Majesty Island, Dora met Sembada and told them what Ajisaka said. Dora asked for the dagger, but Sembada refused. Sembada also said that Ajisaka told him to give the dagger to anyone except Ajisaka himself. That's why Sembada refused to give the dagger to Dora. They argued their opinion. Both of them actually were right because both carried on what their leader said. Finally, they fought to defend their opinion. Both of them were powerful. They killed each other, then both of them were dead. Meanwhile, Ajisaka felt that something had happened, and it was a bad instinct. He finally went to Majesty Island to see what had happened. He was so shocked when he saw both of his followers were dead. He regretted what had happened. To honor Dora and Sembada, he carved Javanese letters in a stone. The letters are Hana Caraka, Data Sawala, Pada Jayanya, Maga Batanga. Hana Caraka has means there were two messengers. Data Sawala has means they fought. Pada Jayanya has means both of them were strong. And Maga Batanga has means they were dead.